So I posted a video on TikTok covering my budgeting template, and it's hit over 100,000 views. And this led me to want to create a long form video where I can explain more in depth the mechanics of this budget and allow you to build one for yourself. So I recommend you click the first link in the description where you can get a free copy of the budget template and you can build along during this video. By the way, if you're new here, this is Feasible Creative, where we help you unlock financial freedom. The budget template itself is built in Google Sheets, so make sure you sign into your Gmail. Then once you follow that link, just go into File, make a copy, and then you can rename the file to whatever you want and you can edit from there. For background, the inspiration to build this template comes from my experience working in finance for various large companies. One of the main financial statements companies will use is called a P&L, which stands for profit and loss, or you'll also hear an income statement. And this really just shows a company's financial performance over a specific period of time. The form starts with revenue, then subtracts out expenses, and then ultimately lands at what we can call net income. If you think about it, you have your income, your money coming in. You also have your life expenses. If you take your income, subtract your expenses, you're left over with savings. And with that money, you can do as you please. This template is relatively standard. You'll notice at the top, months from January to December, along with FY, which is just full year. And there's a few sections. There's income, there's investments, there's expenses, and then finally savings. The calculation is essentially taking your income, your money coming in, subtracting out your investments, which is money put aside, then subtracting out your general expenses, and ultimately landing at what we'll call savings. You can start with income, and you'll notice the first piece is called salary. Whether you're paid hourly, it's really just the amount that's on your paycheck. Now, it's important to make sure you include the values that are after taxes and deductions. This should literally be the amount that you see as a direct deposit. So for the sake of this example, let's say it's $5,000 per month. The next section is called bonus. So perhaps in March, you get a bonus and you can estimate it to be about $10,000. Then from there's a few other sections and you can rename things as needed, but we have miscellaneous, and that's really if you have a side hustle. Let's say you do graphic design freelancing for about $250 on average per month. If there's any seasonality to what you do or how your income comes in, it's best to try to estimate as much as you can. So if you're a side hustle, maybe in December you have a surge of clients that come in and you end up making $500 on average. From there, we can have our total income that's calculated, and we're ready for the next section. So the next section is called investments, and this does not include any employee-sponsored programs, so no 401ks or anything that's directly reduced from your paycheck itself. This is just where you have your money come in on your paycheck, and then maybe you contribute a little bit to a brokerage account or to something like a Roth IRA. So for example, maybe you do $300 per month to a separate brokerage account. Then secondly, maybe you max out your Roth IRA at $7,000 per year. So from there, we now have both the income section and the investment section set in stone. The next part is your expenses, and this can be things that are fixed, whereas the number really doesn't change each month. And this can be things like rent, and then also your variable expenses, which tend to change month to month, and this includes groceries or utilities. And as mentioned, feel free to adjust these cells, rename things as needed. But for the standard template, we have the first line being rent or mortgage. For this, we can say maybe rent is $1,300 every single month. The next line is utilities. So we might see some seasonality where maybe in the summer months, a little bit higher because you're paying for AC, or maybe in the winter, a little higher as you're paying for heat. Then we have auto. This is something where maybe you have a car payment, maybe you have gas. You can separate those lines as needed, but we have it just all combined as auto. This next section, loan, can be for something like a student loan, and maybe on average, you're spending $300. Then you can think back, and this is just a sample budget, but in March, we have that bonus anticipated. So maybe we expect to get a bigger chunk paid on the student debt, and we're going to put down $5,000. At the end of the day, this is just a high level estimate to see where you stand with your money. Next, we have groceries. Can be variable, but I'm going to put in $350 per month. Then we have a phone bill. For vacation, you could be going somewhere in May and you know it's going to be $2,000. And then in December, you're going on another trip for $500. The next item is called fun, and this can be for going out to restaurants, sporting events. Similarly, for the miscellaneous line item, you can just put in a buffer amount for anything you might not have budgeted for. So I'm just going to put in $300. Now, at this point, we have our total income, we have our total investments, we have our total expenses. The landing point is savings. And as I mentioned, this is your income minus your investments minus your expenses. You'll notice below savings, we have a percent of income calculation. And this is just saying of your income on your paycheck, after all your expenses and whatnot, how much you actually have left over as savings. Generally, you want to aim to be above 20% if possible. If you're in the negatives, you're spending way too much and you have to definitely dissect your budget and see if there's certain areas where you can cut costs or try to increase your income. If your savings percentage is much higher, like 50%, there's a chance there's an opportunity to invest a little bit more to retirement or put more money into a brokerage account. At this point, you now have a baseline understanding of where you stand with your money. And I do have a full video I've released recently covering our complete budget blueprint. One of the steps is completing this template, but I recommend checking out that video to get a more comprehensive understanding of budgeting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed things, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and also check out this video next to see our complete budget blueprint.